we know he's at the twilight of his career. It's the 11th hour for Deontay Wilder. Last we seen Deontay Wilder, he got beat up by Zhang. Zhang had Deontay Wilder spinning around in a circle like he was playing Ring Around the Rosie, right? But listen, the Bronze Bomber's coming back soon, and they've announced his next opponent. Now, we know that back in December, Wilder was rumored to fight on BLK Prime. And it turned out that report was true because his next fight will be on BLK Prime in Wichita, Kansas, of all places. He's going to be fighting in Wichita, Kansas, June 27th on BLK Prime. So it's crazy. The guy went from headline the Barclays Center, Staples Center. I think he fought in one time. Yeah, Staples Center, pay-per-view fights. Now he's fighting Wichita, Kansas. But listen, he's still fighting, and I guess he still wants to prove that he's one of the guys in the heavyweight division. So best of luck to him. He's fighting a guy named Tyrell Herndon. Now, I don't know anything about Tyrell Herndon. I'm not going to lie to you guys and act like I know who this guy is. But apparently, these guys know each other because back in 2019, Tyrell went to the Deontay Wilder. I'm going to assume and presume that it was the Deontay Wilder Luis Ortiz fight, something like that. He said that in the caption. So this guy in the red shirt. This is Tyrell, and this is Deontay Wilder. He said in the caption, "Manifesting idols becoming rivals." So look, 6 years onwards, he's fighting his hero in boxing, and good luck to him. I don't know anything about this guy. I pulled up his box record. I didn't even read it. So let's read through it and let's try to learn about who this Tyrell Herndon guy is, because I don't know shit about him, for being honest with you. So he's 6'3". He's 37 years old. So he's not even a young heavyweight himself. He's old himself in the game. San Antonio, Texas. He's got 5 losses and he's been knocked out 4 times. So obviously his chin is not great at all. Deontay Wilder is a big puncher, so obviously from the Wilder side of things, this guy is being brought in to make Deontay Wilder look good, right? So this guy, he fought Richard Torres back in October 2023, and I probably watched that fight and don't even remember it, but Richard Torres knocked this guy out in 2023. He got knocked out by some guy named Corey Barlow. He's had a couple fights in Colombia, which, if you know anything about boxing in Colombia, that's never good. Guys go there and pad the records. He fought Brandon Glenn, who's a cruiserweight, to a disqualification loss, so that's interesting. He got knocked out by Efe Ajagba in 1 round. And yeah, he hasn't, the only notable heavyweights he's fought on his resume, he's been sparked out in 2 rounds. And the heavyweights he's fought are not even top heavyweights. So I don't want to do boxing math because I hate when people do it with other fighters. But history is telling us that this guy is not on that level. So on paper, at least, we know fights aren't won on paper, but on paper, this guy is here to lose, right? But I wish him the best. I really don't remember watching him fight, even though I'm pretty sure I have watched him fight. I'll go back and I'll watch him fight, but having 4 knockout losses on your record and then fighting Deontay Wilder, who can still punch, that's not a recipe for success. So that's who Wilder's fighting next, and let's just see where is Wilder in the heavyweight picture these days? Is Wilder even ranked? Not even sure. Is Deontay Wilder even ranked in the heavyweight division these days? Wow. Yeah, Deontay Wilder is not even ranked in the heavyweight division because, let's see. How long ago did Wilder fight? Because I know he fought Zhang, but how long ago was that? He fought Zhang back in June of 2024. So it hasn't even been a year and he's unranked. So he's literally not ranked based off of merit or lack thereof. And so that's not a good sign for Wilder. That's actually crazy that I'm looking at rankings that Deontay Wilder is not a champion, let alone ranked. So that's kind of crazy because I remember a time, 5-6 years ago when Deontay Wilder was in this section and now he's not even in this section. So, listen, if he has it in his heart to continue to fight, God bless him. One thing I will say about Deontay Wilder, and this will be my last talking point, and then we'll talk for 10 minutes. I'm happy he's back in the ring, because when you grow and you get older and you mature, there are certain things I used to say on YouTube that I look back on it, and I don't like some of the things I used to say back in the day. I think I was very immature back in the day. And when I look at the American heavyweights now, when I look at like Jared Anderson, Richard Torres Jr., for all the shortcomings Deontay Wilder had, and he had some shortcomings, he wasn't a technically, how do I say this, like by the book boxer. He did benefit, from some soft matchmaking at certain points of his career. But damn it, Deontay Wilder delivered in the excitement department. One thing he used to always say was that he's bringing the excitement back to the heavyweight division. And one of my regrets that I do have about covering boxing, if I do have a regret, I don't have many regrets in life, but if I had to list one of my top 3 to 5 regrets covering boxing, one of my regrets is that I got so caught up in the whole Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury triangle, which is kind of funny because none of those guys became the man of the era. Usyk, a smaller guy, came up and became the man of the heavyweight era. But I got so caught up in that I feel like I did appreciate Deontay Wilder, but not to the degree that I should have. Because even if he did do things I didn't agree with, like he did turn down the Anthony Joshua fight with the DAZN or whatever, he did, get some cans, but plenty of champions in boxing even now are getting cans, with the title, right? So that happens in all weight classes. But one thing this man always did, and I gotta give him credit for it, because seeing these guys now like Jared Anderson have given me such a profound appreciation for what this guy used to do in the ring. I was there when Deontay Wilder. I was in attendance. I sat way in the nosebleeds when Deontay Wilder fought Romain Stavern in the rematch, and that was even that was a cherry pick, right? That was a cherry pick. Romain Stavern hadn't fought for like a year. He probably shouldn't even have been sanctioned to fight. But look, I was there, and to this very day, I've been to a lot of fights. I've seen the best fighters in the world fight. I've seen Terence Crawford fight live, Inoue. You name them, I've seen the Terence Crawford. You name them, I've seen the Jaron Ennis. You name the fighters, in most cases, I've seen all the biggest names in boxing fight live. To this very day, Deontay Wilder is one of the best fighters and was one of the most exciting fighters I ever saw fight live. So even though he's not in his prime no more, and even though he did a lot of things in his career I didn't agree with, I wish I would have appreciated him a little bit more, because it's very likely, guys, if you just look at the current crop of the American heavyweights, you got Jared Anderson, you got Richard Torres, you got like Lorenzo Medina, but like it's very possible that for the next 7 to 20 years, there might not be an American heavyweight champion for the next 7 to 20 years. We don't really have a lot going for us right now, because a lot of the best American athletes, they go to the NFL, they go to the NBA. So a lot of the guys that would probably have a chance to do something in boxing aren't even boxing, because in America, there's no incentives to box. If you box in America, it's normally because either A, you grew up in the sport, maybe your dad or a family member boxed, or B, in Wilder's case, it may be your best means to make a living, right? If you're someone that can get a scholarship to go to college, to go play football, you play football at a college, and you can go get your degree and further your education. They don't have that for boxing. There's no legitimate college boxing, that would incentivize fighters to want to box and pursue that as a vocation. Because of how boxing is structured in America, it may be another decade plus before we have the heavyweight champion. So the same way, Shannon Briggs is the last lineal American heavyweight champion, but Deontay Wilder might be the last American heavyweight champion to actually win a belt for the next 10 years, because Richard Torres Jr., I got my questions about him. I don't think he's going to be a heavyweight champion. Maybe if the division, under the right circumstances, maybe, but, I got a lot of questions about him. Jared Anderson, I've never believed in Jared Anderson from day one. I never believed in Jared Anderson. He's not winning a title. Lorenzo Medina I like, but I can't be biased. Like, he hasn't really stepped up yet, so we'll see what happens when he steps up. But like, the American heavyweight landscape is pretty abysmal. So when I reflect on the fact that for the better part of more than half a decade, we had a champion that was knocking people out and delivering excitement, kind of wish, looking back on it now, being a little older, being a little more mature, even though I disagree with a lot of the ways his career was moved, I wish I would have appreciated him a little more. So, I say all that to say best wishes to Deontay Wilder in his fight in Kansas. And hopefully, look, if he can win and get ranked again, for me, if Deontay Wilder has it in his heart to box, to continue his boxing career, which it seems like he does, I hope that we can get the Anthony Joshua fight because Anthony Joshua clearly is past his best days. Deontay Wilder is clearly past his best days. And I think if they make that fight even tomorrow, I think that's a fight that commercially would still do very well in boxing. So, yeah. Those are my talking points, guys. Shout out to everybody here. It's your boy BT, the untouchable True School Sports Empire. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. Let's go ahead and read some comments. My man right here said, if not Hayato, then his brother Reito. About what? Like, what do you mean about? I mean, I like the Tsutsumi brothers. I think they're very good. But what is that comment in reference to?